Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s walk with confidence and strength while others struggle to get around or rely on walkers and wheelchairs? The difference often isn't genetics or luck, it's whether they recognize the silent warning signs of muscle loss early enough to take action with 3 specific vitamins that can preserve leg strength. Picture this: you're standing at the bottom of a staircase that you've climbed thousands of times before, but today your legs feel heavy and uncertain. You grip the railing tighter, take each step more carefully, and wonder when something so automatic became so challenging. This scenario plays out for millions of seniors every day, but it doesn't have to be inevitable. Here's what most people don't realize. Your leg muscles aren't just getting weaker because of age, they're often starved of specific nutrients that act like fuel for muscle maintenance and repair. When these vitamins are missing, your muscles literally lose the ability to rebuild themselves effectively. In the next 20 minutes, I'll reveal the 3 vitamins that can help preserve and restore your leg strength before muscle loss becomes irreversible. I'll show you the warning signs that most people ignore until it's too late, and exactly how to use these nutrients to maintain the independence and confidence that strong legs provide. And most importantly, I'll tell you about the one vitamin that most people think they're getting enough of, but are actually severely deficient in. A vitamin that acts like a master switch for muscle function throughout your entire body. But before we start, if you're here because you want to stay mobile and independent instead of accepting weakness as inevitable, you're already taking the most important step for your future. Quick legal note: this is educational content only, not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new supplements, especially if you take medications or have health conditions. You'll find the complete disclaimer in the description below. Now, let's explore why leg strength matters so much after 60. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember the last time you thought about your legs before using them? For most of your life, standing up, walking, and climbing stairs were automatic actions that required no conscious planning. But if you're like many people over 60, you've started to notice these movements require more effort, more caution, and sometimes even strategic planning. Your leg strength after 60 isn't just about physical capability, it's about maintaining your independence, confidence, and quality of life. Strong legs are what allow you to live in your own home, travel where you want to go, and engage in activities you enjoy without fear or limitation. Here's the sobering reality about muscle loss after 60. Starting around age 30, we naturally lose about 3–8% of our muscle mass per decade, but this loss accelerates dramatically after 60. Without intervention, you could lose up to 15% of your leg strength per decade. This isn't just a number, it's the difference between confidently navigating your world and struggling with basic daily activities. But muscle loss doesn't happen uniformly throughout your body. Your legs, particularly your thigh muscles, are among the first and most dramatically affected. These are the muscles responsible for standing up from chairs, climbing stairs, maintaining balance, and catching yourself if you stumble. When leg strength declines, everything else becomes more difficult and dangerous. The warning signs often appear gradually and are easy to dismiss. You might notice you need to use your hands to push yourself up from low chairs. Stairs might leave you more winded than they used to. Your walking pace might slow down, or you might feel less steady on uneven surfaces. Many people attribute these changes to normal aging, but they're actually signs of preventable muscle loss. Here's what makes this particularly challenging for seniors. Once significant muscle mass is lost, it becomes much harder to regain. Your body's ability to build new muscle tissue decreases with age, making prevention far more effective than trying to rebuild later. And here's what preserved leg strength feels like. You maintain that automatic confidence in movement. Standing up remains effortless rather than a conscious challenge. You feel secure navigating different environments and surfaces. Most importantly, you retain the freedom to live life on your terms rather than having your world slowly shrink due to physical limitations. Think of leg strength as your independence insurance policy, an investment in maintaining the freedom and confidence that make life enjoyable at any age. But understanding why leg strength matters is only the beginning. You need to recognize the subtle signs that muscle loss is already happening. Many people over 60 describe a frustrating pattern where they don't realize their leg strength is declining until they face a situation that demands more than they can deliver. They might struggle to get out of a low restaurant booth, feel unsteady walking on a slightly uneven sidewalk, or need multiple attempts to stand up from their favorite chair. By the time these obvious signs appear, significant muscle loss has already occurred. The challenge with muscle loss is that it happens gradually, and your body is remarkably good at compensating for weakness until it can't anymore. You unconsciously start avoiding situations that challenge your legs, choosing elevators over stairs, parking closer to store entrances, or sitting in higher chairs without realizing why. Here are the subtle warning signs that most people dismiss but actually indicate muscle loss is already underway. You start using your hands to push off when standing up from chairs, even when you don't consciously think about it. Your walking pace naturally slows down, and you might find yourself taking breaks during activities that used to be effortless. You begin to feel less confident on stairs, especially going down, and might start relying more heavily on handrails. Uneven surfaces like grass, gravel, or slightly irregular sidewalks make you feel unsteady or require more attention to navigate safely. Getting out of cars, especially lower vehicles, becomes more challenging and might require strategic positioning. Here's a critical warning sign that many people overlook: your balance starts to feel less automatic. You might notice you need to think more about maintaining stability when reaching for items or turning around. Simple movements like stepping over small obstacles or curbs require more concentration than they used to. Sleep quality can also be an early indicator. Weak leg muscles often lead to more restless sleep because your body works harder during the day to compensate for reduced strength, leaving you more fatigued. You might also experience more frequent leg cramps or that heavy, tired feeling in your legs even after minimal activity. The psychological warning signs are equally important. You might start feeling less confident about your physical capabilities, or begin avoiding activities you once enjoyed because you're not sure your legs can handle them. This gradual retreat from physical challenges accelerates muscle loss because your muscles aren't receiving the stimulus they need to maintain strength. And here's what early intervention feels like. Instead of watching your capabilities slowly diminish, you begin to feel more confident and stable. Activities that were becoming challenging start to feel manageable again. That automatic trust in your body's ability to support you begins to return. The key is recognizing these signs as opportunities for intervention rather than inevitable aspects of aging that must be accepted. But recognizing the warning signs is only valuable if you know what to do about them. The first vitamin can address the master control system for muscle function. Have you ever felt like your muscles aren't responding the way they should, even when you try to push yourself to be more active? Maybe you've noticed that your legs feel weak and uncooperative, like there's a disconnect between your brain's commands and your muscles' ability to execute them. This frustrating experience of unreliable muscle function often isn't about the muscles themselves, it's about missing the master switch that controls how your muscles work. The first vitamin that can transform your leg strength addresses the most fundamental aspect of muscle function: vitamin D3. Most people think of vitamin D as important for bones, but here's the muscle secret that changes everything. Vitamin D3 is actually a hormone that acts directly on receptors inside your muscle cells, controlling their ability to contract with force and repair themselves effectively. Here's the muscle communication breakdown that's probably happening in your legs right now. After age 60, most people become severely deficient in vitamin D3, especially during fall and winter months. When your muscle cells don't receive adequate vitamin D signaling, they literally lose the ability to function optimally. It's like having a sophisticated machine with faulty wiring. All the parts are there, but the control signals aren't getting through clearly. This vitamin deficiency doesn't just make your muscles weaker, it makes them slower to respond, less coordinated, and more prone to fatigue. You might notice that your legs feel unreliable when you need them to react quickly, or that muscle fatigue sets in much faster than it should for the level of activity you're doing. But here's what makes vitamin D3 so powerful for rapid improvement in muscle function. Many seniors are so deficient that correcting this deficiency can produce noticeable changes in muscle responsiveness and strength within weeks. You're not necessarily building new muscle tissue immediately, you're restoring proper function to the muscle you already have. Research shows that adequate vitamin D3 levels can improve muscle strength by up to 20% and significantly reduce fall risk. For optimal muscle function, most seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, taken with healthy fats for absorption. And here's what restored muscle communication feels like. Your legs respond more reliably when you ask them to move. Standing up feels more automatic and controlled. Your muscles feel more connected and responsive rather than weak and hesitant. Balance improves because your muscle responses become faster and more predictable. Think of vitamin D3 as restoring the master control system that coordinates muscle function throughout your body, particularly in the large muscle groups that maintain your mobility and independence. But even with perfect muscle communication, your muscles need the right nutrients to generate energy and maintain themselves. Before I reveal the other two critical vitamins, here's something for those of you who've watched this far: the timeline that explains why taking action now, regardless of your current age, is more important than waiting until muscle loss becomes obvious. Muscle loss after 60 follows a predictable but accelerating pattern. In your 60s, the decline might feel gradual and manageable, you adapt unconsciously, and life continues normally with minor adjustments. But muscle loss compounds. Each year of decline makes the next year's loss more significant because you're starting from a weaker baseline. By your 70s, what seemed like minor changes in your 60s can become major limitations. Activities that required small compensations now might require significant planning or assistance. The window for easy intervention narrows considerably because you're trying to rebuild from a much lower starting point. Here's the critical insight that transforms how you should think about muscle preservation. Every month you maintain your current muscle mass is exponentially easier than trying to rebuild that same amount later. Your body's muscle-building machinery becomes less efficient with age, but muscle maintenance requires much less effort than muscle rebuilding. This means that starting vitamin supplementation and muscle support strategies today, whether you're 62 or 82, provides benefits that compound over time. You're not just addressing current deficiencies, you're preserving the foundation that will support your independence for years to come. The goal isn't to become stronger than you've ever been, but to maintain the strength and function that keeps life enjoyable and independent. Now, let me reveal the second vitamin that powers your muscles at the cellular level. The second vitamin that can restore your leg strength addresses a hidden energy crisis that's happening inside your muscle cells. Vitamin B12 might not seem obviously connected to muscle strength, but it's actually essential for generating the cellular energy that powers every muscle contraction and supports the nerve signals that control muscle function. Here's the energy crisis that B12 deficiency creates in your leg muscles. Every time your muscles contract, whether you're standing up, walking, or climbing stairs, they need enormous amounts of cellular energy called ATP. Vitamin B12 is crucial for producing this energy efficiently. Without adequate B12, your muscle cells are like engines trying to run on low-grade fuel. They might function, but not with the power and endurance you need. After age 60, B12 deficiency becomes incredibly common because your stomach produces less of the acid needed to absorb B12 from food. Many seniors are walking around with what researchers call subclinical B12 deficiency, levels that aren't low enough to cause obvious symptoms but are insufficient for optimal muscle and nerve function. The nerve connection is equally important. B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheaths that insulate your nerves, including the nerves that control your leg muscles. When these nerve coverings deteriorate due to B12 deficiency, the signals from your brain to your muscles become weak and unreliable, contributing to that feeling of muscle weakness and poor coordination. But here's what makes B12 supplementation so effective for muscle support. When you correct a deficiency, improvements in energy and nerve function can happen relatively quickly. Many people notice better muscle endurance and more reliable muscle control within weeks of starting proper B12 supplementation. For muscle and nerve support, methylcobalamin is the preferred form of B12 because it's the active form that your nerves and muscles can use immediately without conversion. Most seniors benefit from 500 to 2,000 micrograms daily, preferably sublingual or liquid forms for better absorption. And here's what restored cellular energy feels like. your muscles have more endurance for daily activities. Standing up and walking don't leave you feeling drained as quickly. Your legs feel more reliable and responsive, and that heavy, tired feeling that comes with simple activities begins to lift. Think of B12 as providing the high-quality fuel that your muscle cells need to generate power efficiently, while also maintaining the nerve pathways that ensure your brain's commands reach your muscles clearly. But even with good communication and adequate energy, there's one more vitamin that protects your muscles from the damage that accelerates aging. The third vitamin that completes your leg strength support system addresses a hidden threat to your muscles that most people never consider. Vitamin E acts as a powerful antioxidant that protects your muscle cells from the oxidative damage that accelerates muscle loss and makes recovery more difficult as you age. Here's the muscle damage that happens continuously in your legs, especially as you get older. Every time your muscles work, they generate free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage muscle cell membranes and interfere with muscle repair processes. While some oxidative stress is normal and even beneficial for muscle adaptation, excessive free radical damage contributes to muscle weakness, slower recovery, and accelerated muscle loss. After age 60, your body's natural antioxidant systems become less efficient, while the oxidative stress on your muscles often increases due to inflammation, medication effects, and reduced activity levels. This creates an imbalance where muscle damage accumulates faster than it can be repaired, contributing to the gradual weakness many seniors experience. Vitamin E specifically protects muscle cell membranes from oxidative damage and supports the repair processes that keep your muscles strong and functional. Research shows that adequate vitamin E levels can reduce exercise-induced muscle damage and improve recovery, which is crucial for maintaining muscle mass as you age. For muscle protection, 400 and 800 IU of mixed tocopherols, natural vitamin E daily, provides antioxidant support without the risks associated with synthetic forms or excessive doses. Here's how to combine all three vitamins effectively. Take vitamin D3 2000, 4000 IU with a fat-containing meal in the morning to optimize absorption and support daytime energy. Take vitamin B12 500 1000 mg as methylcobalamin, preferably sublingual, also in the morning when energy demands are highest. Take vitamin E 400 800 IU with dinner, as fat-soluble vitamins absorb better with meals containing healthy fats. This timing maximizes each vitamin's benefits while avoiding potential interactions. The morning doses support energy and muscle function throughout your active hours, while evening vitamin E provides overnight antioxidant protection during muscle repair processes. And here's what comprehensive muscle support feels like. Your legs feel more resilient and less prone to fatigue. Recovery from physical activities becomes more efficient. You maintain muscle strength and function more effectively over time, and that gradual decline in capability slows significantly or even reverses. Think of this three-vitamin protocol as providing complete muscle support, communication, energy, and protection working together to maintain the leg strength that keeps you independent and confident. Your commitment to this approach is an investment in maintaining mobility and independence for years to come. So there you have it, the three vitamins that could save your legs before it's too late. Vitamin D3 to restore muscle communication and function. Vitamin B12 to power your muscles with cellular energy and maintain nerve signals. And vitamin E to protect your muscles from the damage that accelerates aging and weakness. Remember, leg strength isn't just about muscles, it's about maintaining your independence, confidence, and quality of life as you age. Now, I have a mission for you. To make this real, write in the comments which warning sign you recognized most in yourself. Was it needing your hands to stand up? Feeling less confident on stairs? Or that general sense that your legs aren't as reliable as they used to be? By acknowledging where you are now, you're taking the first step toward preserving your strength. Let's see those honest reflections, and if someone's comment helps you understand your own patterns or gives you motivation to start this protocol, please take a moment to thank them. Building a supportive community makes these health improvements so much more achievable. Finally, our mission here is to help people maintain their mobility and independence as they age. Every like helps this video reach more seniors who need this information before muscle loss becomes irreversible. And if you thought of one specific person while watching this, someone who's starting to struggle with leg strength or mobility, share this video directly with them. You could give them the tools to preserve their independence for years to come.